Welcome to the Coach Toolbox. I'm your host, Dr. Ajay Nangalia, a leadership coach and counselor. This channel supports your professional and personal development as a leader with research-based and practice-focused learning. And we bring you the best career and life advice from guests who've been there and done that successfully. And now, our session today. In our conversation today, let's talk about strategies to break free from a negative emotional spiral. Now, the challenge with these so-called negative emotions such as anger or fear, sadness, shame, guilt, anxiety, depression, and so on is that they often cross over from a normal functional range that we all experience during the course of a day or week to more intense levels that tend to last longer, maybe a few weeks or maybe a few months. Now, what happens in such situations is that the brain's neural circuits get caught repeating the same unhelpful thoughts, which in turn trigger these negative emotions. This is called rumination. And because the brain's circuit gets stuck going in the same loop, this situation tends to last weeks or months and has an impact on activities of daily living and life as a whole. Now, certainly the events that trigger such pattern can be serious, such as the loss of a loved one or a job or a big setback in life and so on. And most times it does take time to heal and recover. But we can support the healing process and make the journey a bit shorter if we follow practices that will enable us to break these unhelpful rumination circuits in the brains that are in overdrive and which are not able to calm down or stop. So in our conversation today, let's talk about some wacky strategies that can support you to get out of this funk. And if you're a coach or a counselor, you can use these strategies to support your client in their healing journey. So let's go ahead. Strategy number 1, change what you eat. Yeah, you heard that right. Change what you eat. One popular saying is that we are what we eat. And this has a lot of truth in it, especially when we are stuck in an emotionally turbulent phase. Think about it. Many times when one is angry or depressed or anxious, stressed, we either binge on sugary stuff or chips or chocolates or sweets or cakes, or a few of us might just stop eating. And then whatever they eat is again not nutritious or healthy. We even call this stress eating or emotional eating. So one strong marker of a phase that is emotionally difficult is that healthy eating habits go out of the window. Therefore, the way to break the funk is to change what you eat. Now, I'm not recommending a specific fad diet. What I mean is to move to a healthier eating pattern, to break the unhealthy, maladaptive, unhealthy pattern. So stop the snacks and sugary sweets. And change to eating healthy whole foods again. Lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. And if you're a non-veg, make a change towards eating just lean meat or perhaps reducing the amount of meat, and certainly stop eating junk food meat. So if your health permits, experiment with fasting once or twice a week in a way that works for you. Some people like to do just a coconut water fast or just have some fruits, whatever works for you, or some light foods that are permitted. Just fast in a way that works for you. Research and try out intermittent fasting. See, there's no right or wrong or one best way. What we are trying to do is break the pattern of how we eat and what we eat so that there is a signal to the body to snap out of its emotional downward spiral. Also, the process of changing eating habits towards something healthier also starts engaging the mind towards healing. The important thing is to signal to your body that a change is happening in what is going inside it. And that change is towards healthy, nutrient-dense foods rather than calorie-dense foods. Another change in what you eat is getting back to regular timing of eating. Do what works for you around this broad principle of healthy, nutrition-rich eating with lots of fruits and vegetables. And get back to as regular a timing that your schedule permits. There is no one magic formula or diet. Experiment and find something that works for you. So to summarize our first strategy, changing what food you put in is a strong physical and physiological signal to the body to start moving from its current maladaptive emotional state to a
healthier one. So the other side of the coin is to change what you drink. Many times we drink lots of alcohol, tea or coffee when we are feeling down and out. Now sugar-aerated drinks or caffeine-laden drinks disturb the physiology of the body. So changing the emotional state of a person can be supported by changing what one drinks. Drink lots of plain water and dramatically reduce alcohol and aerated drinks. Try green tea or herbal tea or tender coconut water. And if you're addicted to coffee like I am, then have your last coffee at least 6 to 9 hours before your bedtime so that the caffeine does not disturb your sleep pattern. Just be aware of drinking too many juices from a pack or a can, as they are just concentrated colored sugared liquids. There is nothing healthy about it. If at all, drink fresh juice in controlled portions, otherwise you risk spiking your sugar. Changing what you eat and changing what you drink are powerful signals to the body that it's time to start healing and rejuvenating and time to move away from the unhelpful emotional state. Let's get to strategy number 3. Get out of your physical space and walk. Get out of your physical space and walk. So one of the markers of depression or anxiety or unprocessed anger or fear is the need to isolate oneself. It's so easy to just lock down in front of Netflix and watch hours of mindless shows or surf aimlessly. A person just doesn't feel like exercising or going to the gym or meeting friends. In such cases, a simple break the pattern is just to step out of your current physical space and walk. The advantage of walking is that it gives you space to be alone. You don't have to talk to anyone, but it gets the physical activity in. Walking outdoors or in nature also is shown to have a curative and healing effect. The advantage of walking is that it takes less emotional energy than going to your regular workout because you don't have to engage or socialize with anyone, and you can do it along with the privacy of the emotions that you're struggling with. Here's another strategy for you to consider under this theme. Consider a staycation or a vacation if possible. You could change the room you're in or check into a hotel for a brief period or change the geography. Whatever is possible to change your physical location can be very helpful in breaking out of an emotional rut. And as you change your physical space, combine it with just walking. Physical movement is a strong marker that you're not letting the emotion overwhelm you and a signal to your body and mind that you're not stuck. You're moving. At every level, you're moving. And over time, you'll see that your slow shuffle moves to a slow pace walk, then to a moderate pace, and then to a brisk walk. And at the level of the brisk and walk, the endorphins are activated, and these endorphins will start supporting your emotional recovery. So walk as much as you can, as often as you can. And here's what research suggests is that walking in chunks of 15-20 minutes is as effective as one long walk of 40 or 60 minutes. So whenever you get these small chunks, just go out and walk. And if you are able to walk in a park or a natural space with some greenery or water body, then nature will play its part in the healing process too. So here we have 3 sort of far-fetched strategies to help you break out of your funk. But by the way, each of these tips are based on evidence-based research. So there's science to back up the effectiveness of these tips. Now, here are some other tips and other strategies can dramatically assist you break out of a negative mood trap or an emotional rut. Number 4, have a bath, change your clothes, brush teeth. Do it a couple of times a day or whenever this low mood or low phase hits you. One of the characteristics of an emotional downer is that it tends to put our body and normal rituals and practices into a hang mode. People who are struggling with depression tend to go for periods of time in which they don't bathe or follow regular hygiene practices because they just don't feel like it. So one way to signal a change to your body is to have a bath, brush teeth, change clothes, put on a fresh set of your favorite clothes. And you can, if you've had a difficult conversation, a rough meeting, you're feeling angry, you're feeling upset, you're feeling fearful, just go and have a bath. It will signal to your body that there is a change, there is a healing process. You can wash away the negative emotions. And most times, this routine will happen on autopilot the moment you decide to initiate it, and it will help you wash away the blues. And as I said, it will signal to your body that you're doing things to change. You're washing away the anger or fear or sadness. And it will make you feel fresh and ready to take some baby steps. So it's a powerful practice that signals to your subconscious that it's time to break out of the rut. Number 5. Now, if you're the type of person that struggles with emotional lows or turbulence, then another helpful strategy is to make relaxing or happy or soothing playlists of songs and music and sound and messages, podcasts, whatever works for you. Of course, the best time to do this is when you're feeling calm and resourced. You can make different playlists for different moods. Your favorite music or sounds or inspirational talk to calm you when you're stressed or feeling anxious. Perhaps another playlist with really upbeat and peppy stuff to boost your energy and spirits when they are low, and so on. So have these different playlists to support you for different phases and keep them ready in advance. Use them as and when appropriate. This would certainly be more helpful than popping pills and binge eating or drinking. Strategy number 6 is another great way to snap out of unhelpful thinking patterns or a maladaptive emotional groove. And here's number 6. Connect with people. The difference is connect with real people, not social media. If you have a circle of friends, you can perhaps meet a person or a few people, meet them for coffee or perhaps a walk together. Meet real people in real time as much as possible. And if you don't really have a social circle, then a great way is to talk to the invisible circle around you. Your invisible circle, the auto driver, the watchman, the lady who cleans, the shopkeeper, the roadside vendor. Strike up a conversation with these people. Find out how they are coping. Or ask them what is the one thing that they worry about. Ask them how they stay smiling or positive through these difficult times. Take a couple of minutes to reach out and learn about their story, and then build them up and encourage them. You will see the inspiration and motivation that comes from connecting with the real world. You'll realize that you're not alone. Others are struggling too, and most importantly, others are coping and surviving and even being positive and upbeat. And if they can, so you can too. So reconnect with the power of real people and invest time and effort in learning and listening and engaging with their stories. Now, if you have a real friend or even friends, connect with them specifically to talk about only positive things, things you can express gratitude for, and to find out about them, what they are grateful for, what are the positive things that they are seeing around them. Decide this agenda in advance so that the conversation doesn't become one of rehashing bad news from the TV or the press or downloading and sharing the latest COVID tragedies. Stop the conversation immediately if it takes that turn. Now, not every person will be able to do this, so select such friends intentionally and set up a positive chat time. My own experience is that this is so much more rewarding and energizing than social media, and you will realize the benefits of dramatically reducing your attention or obsession with social media and perhaps even take a digital sabbatical. So these are helpful and adaptive practices to follow to support breaking out of a downward spiral, that is, talking to real people in real time and getting off social media for a while. And finally, make listening and reading to positive and inspirational books, podcasts, talks, etc. a part of your day-to-day life. And most importantly, connect with your source of spiritual strength and energy. Making this a part of your lifestyle will make getting out of emotional binds so much easier. It will also strengthen you so that you can face stronger challenges without going down on the mat. And when you do go down, as we all do, you will be able to get back up stronger. So I hope you enjoyed our conversation with these 7 strategies to break out of these emotional patterns, this rumination, these circuits of negative emotions that keep us locked in, that keeps us stuck, that keep us feeling in a rut. Use these strategies, adapt them, see how they work for you, and make these little baby steps to get out of the trap that is holding you down. Good luck.
And that's it for today. Thank you for listening. Please connect with us on coachtoolbox@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to follow, subscribe, and review this channel. Details of our ICF-approved coach training programs and our services as executive coaches and coaching supervisors are on www.globalcoachtrust.org. See you in our next session.